Most people think low intelligence is easy to spot. Someone can't solve simple problems. They did badly in school. They don't read. They say stupid things. But real life is much more confusing than that. Because some people can have a degree, a good job, expensive clothes, and an answer for everything, and still have very weak thinking habits. Meanwhile, someone with no impressive title can be one of the smartest people you know. So how can you actually tell? Not by grades, not by vocabulary, and definitely not by how confident someone sounds. There are 7 everyday behaviors that can reveal weak thinking, and number 5 is the one most people completely overlook, because it often looks like confidence. Let's start. Number 1. They can't say, "I don't know." Imagine asking 2 people a difficult question. The first person thinks for a moment and says, "I'm not sure." The second answers immediately. No pause, no doubt, total confidence. Who sounds smarter? Most people instinctively choose the second person, but sometimes the smartest answer is simply, "I don't know yet." Weak thinkers often hate uncertainty. Not knowing feels uncomfortable. So instead of waiting, checking, or asking questions, they grab the first answer that feels good. It's like being lost in a city and choosing a random street because standing still feels worse. You're moving, but you may be moving in the wrong direction. A strong thinker can stay uncertain long enough to find a better answer. Number 2. Disagreement feels like an attack. You question their opinion. Suddenly they're angry. You say, "I don't think that makes sense." They hear, "You're stupid." That's a big difference. Some people attach their opinions so closely to their identity that challenging the idea feels like challenging them personally. Imagine someone saying your favorite movie is bad. Does that mean they're insulting you? Of course not. But weak thinkers often react that way to serious ideas, politics, money, relationships, work. The moment you disagree, the conversation becomes personal. Strong thinkers can separate these two things. My idea may be wrong, and I am a bad person. Those are not the same thing. And if you can't separate them, learning becomes almost impossible. Number 3. They keep learning the same lesson. Everyone makes mistakes. That's normal. But there's a difference between making a mistake and living the same mistake for 10 years. Different relationship, same argument, different job, same conflict, different month, same money problem. It's like driving into the same wall again and again, and every time saying, "Why does this wall keep appearing?" Experience alone does not make you wiser. Reflection does. A strong thinker asks, "What happened? What did I do? What should I change next time?" A weak thinker often skips that part. So the experience happens, but the lesson never arrives. Number 4. They think being loud means being right. You've probably seen this. 2 people disagree. One starts speaking louder, then interrupts, then repeats the same point again, just with more volume. It's almost as if they believe an argument becomes more correct when you shout it. But volume is not evidence, confidence is not proof, and aggression is not intelligence. Imagine 2 people playing chess. One screams every move, the other sits quietly and thinks. Who would you rather bet on? Strong thinkers are usually comfortable listening. They don't need to fill every second with their voice, because they understand something simple. When you're talking, you're usually sharing what you already know. When you're listening, you might learn something new. And now we get to the sign most people miss. Number 5. They make fun of what they don't understand. This one is subtle. Someone hears about an idea they've never studied. That's stupid. They see someone interested in something unfamiliar. What a waste of time. They encounter a complicated subject. That doesn't even make sense. And from the outside, this can look like confidence, like they saw through something everyone else was foolish enough to believe. But sometimes something else is happening. It's easier to laugh at something than to admit, "I don't understand it." Think about a person standing outside a locked room. They don't know what's inside. Instead of finding the key, they say, "There's probably nothing important in there anyway." Problem solved. They never have to discover what they didn't know. Curious people react differently. When they don't understand something, they move closer. They ask, "Why? How does that work? What am I missing?" That one reaction tells you a lot. When someone meets something difficult, do they become curious or dismissive? Number 6. Everything is black or white, good or bad, smart or stupid, success or failure, friend or enemy, right or wrong, no middle. That kind of thinking makes life feel simple. But life usually isn't simple. Imagine someone gives a restaurant 3 stars. A black and white thinker says, "So it's terrible." No, maybe the food was great and the service was slow. 2 things can be true at the same time. Someone can be wrong about one thing and right about another. A decision can have benefits and problems. A person can disappoint you without becoming a terrible person. Strong thinkers can live in that uncomfortable middle. They can say, "It depends," and actually mean it. Weak thinking wants everything placed into 2 boxes, but reality rarely fits. Number 7. They stop learning once life feels comfortable. This may be the biggest difference of all. Some people are curious only when they have to be. They learn for school. They learn for a job. They learn until they earn enough money. And then, they stop. No new books, no new questions, no new skills, no curiosity. They act as if they've finished the game. But imagine buying a phone and never updating it again. At first it works perfectly. Then the world changes. New systems appear. New problems appear. And eventually that phone can't keep up. Your thinking works the same way. The world keeps changing whether you keep learning or not. Strong thinkers know they will never know everything. And strangely, the more they learn, the more they realize how much they still don't know. That doesn't make them less intelligent. It makes them more careful, more curious, more willing to update. And that's probably the biggest point of this entire video. Low intelligence isn't always about not knowing something. Everyone doesn't know something. It's about what you do when you don't know. Do you pretend? Do you attack? Do you laugh at it? Do you repeat the same mistake? Or do you stop and say, maybe there's something here I haven't understood yet? Because real intelligence isn't about always having the answer. It's about being able to improve the answer. And if one of these 7 signs felt uncomfortable, that may actually be useful. Because noticing a bad thinking habit is the first step toward changing it. So here's the question. Which of these 7 signs do you notice most often in other people? And more importantly, which one have you caught in yourself?